let's begin. We're going to stretch our legs out. Probably you'll need your block and maybe strap and your blanket nearby. So you point and flex and point and flex, point and flex and point and flex. Okay. And then from here we'll crossing the ankles and circling. So you get that sense of you're trying to move away from tightness into more. A good key word here is fluidity, especially for fluidity. And we're looking at water, which is fluid in its water form. It can also be ice. It can also be steam, which is another amazing thing about water. Let's reverse, that it can take on so many forms. So reversing, it has the power to wear away stone. I mean, it's a very powerful element. So this is the second direction, the other direction, and let's do a few more here. Come forward, really move through your shoulders. And one more. Good. And releasing. All right. Taking one arm up into the air and side bending. And I want you to think about your breath as waves, right? So you inhale, and that's the wave coming to the shore, coming to the sand, coming forward under the beach. And then exhale, and that's the wave receding. And again, inhale and exhale. And then we're going to take it the other direction. Breathe in. Exhale. And in your mind's eye, seeing that inhalation, the wave coming forward. Exhale, the wave receding. It's a metaphor we often use with the breathing. Good. And releasing. So we have a few twists, and we're going to start out with the right leg, knee is bent, and crossing over. Left arm up into the air. Inhale, and then taking your elbow across knee. You could hold or taking the elbow across knee. Make sure that you're not collapsed, that you're really upright, and you twist. And think of your nose as the center line of your face. And so think nose looks to the back wall. Your nose looks to the back wall. And breathe. And then we come out, and now the foot is on the inside of the left leg, and the right arm comes up, lifting, reaching up, and then you twist. So it could be that maybe you have your strap at a diagonal along your hip. Maybe you just take your arm, right arm to the inside right shoulder, or clasping, lengthening the spine, and looking back. And breathe. Continue to lengthen your spine. And then from here, we come back, and this time it's half spinal twist. So let's say that you can't fold this lower leg in. Sometimes it's nice to just have a block. You can sit on your block. It makes it much more doable. But even so, if that still doesn't work, you'll straighten your lower leg. And from here, left arm is up into the air, and you come across and twist. And then we come out, and from here, we're going to come onto our backs. So once you come onto your back, you have your knee over knee, like steer pose. You're going to grab a hold of your feet. To make it easier, it would be ankle over ankle. Okay, so you're just getting into the outer hip and maybe rocking slightly or staying exactly as you are, holding the feet. See if you can bend your elbows as you draw the legs closer in. So when the legs are close to the floor, they're probably going to be, it's less of a stretch. When the legs are up, feet in alignment with your knees, then you get more of a stretch. Okay, and then we'll release, and we're going to just have the feet wide as the mat. Arms are at a T position, and your knees go side, side. So you have a twist. You have your windshield wiper. So knees go left, head turns right. You're looking at your right hand. Knees go right, head turns left. It's a nice, easy pose, but very nice for the back. And one more. Over, and over. Good. And then we extend. And as you extend your legs, you're going to take right ankle over the other, and then taking your left wrist over the other. Palms are together. And then you take your arms up overhead. So you're really extending. And I want you to tighten everything. Like you're going to tighten your quads, tighten your abdominals, tighten your glutes, tighten your shoulders, squeeze your arms to your head, and take a moment here. Imagine someone's grabbing hold of your feet, another person grabbing hold of your arms and giving you a pull. You're part of the tug of war. Breathing in, exhale, and then release. Good. And we'll come up to sitting, and we have a whole other side. So we'll start out, left knee is bent, and left foot comes across. Right arm up into the air, breathing in, and hand or elbow across knee. Good. And breathe. Lengthen. Yeah, notice that nose, your nose being the center line of your face, and can you look back, leading with the nose, right? It's kind of a funny idea. Oh, that's the center of my face. And then coming out, and now the left foot is on the outside. Yeah, what do I have there? Okay. And left arm is up. Reach up. Left hand to the inside knee, lengthen and twist. And maybe connecting the arms. So once you connect the arms upright with the spine, and breathe. One more breath here. Inhale, exhale, and then we come out. And now half spinal twist. So left leg on top of the other. And if this does not work out, you would put a block underneath you, okay? Since the left leg is raised, right arm is up into the air, and right elbow comes across. So third twist. Good. And breathe. And then we come out, and once again, we're going to extend the legs. We're coming right onto our backs, coming down, and once you come down, extend the arms up overhead. So this time, you take your right ankle over the other, and then you might want to come up on your elbows, shimmy over to your left, take hold of your right wrist, and stretch the whole right side of your body, almost like a little crescent shape. And you could also take your legs more to the right, so that if someone's looking at you up from the ceiling, they would see a crescent shape. And breathe, stretch into the right side of your body. And you have the other side. So left leg on top of the other. And you're going to lift and walk over to the right. And then take your legs over to the right. Grab hold of your left wrist and lengthen the whole left side of your body. And breathe. Good. And releasing and coming out. Good work. So while we're on our backs, we're going to take feet flat onto the mat. Start out with a pelvic tilt before you come into your bridge pose. Once you're up in bridge, you're going to tuck shoulders underneath you, clasping your hands. Some do like to have the palms flat. That's fine. Clasping the hands, I feel, gives you a little more oomph, a little more movement from the arms. And see if you can get your little fingers to press down into the mat, your feet pushing down in the mat. The heel and ball of the foot working evenly. It helps to raise the toes, spread the toes, and then release them because the toes they're not clinging, they're not doing the work. And then release. And as you release, you come down, and you're going to grab hold of your outside feet and come to happy baby. Knees are wide, and breathe. You can rock side to side. Nice deep breath in, and exhale. Wonderful stretch to your lower back. Good. All right. So we come up and down one more time. So up to sitting again. And this time you've got your left knee bent, okay? And you're going to twist to the left. So you're turning. And we're not going to stay here too long unless you decide to do this instead of side plank. So when we come to side plank, it could be that you know what, we'll do it twice. We'll do it twice. So we'll do one with the knee down. You're coming over, knee is down, you adjust, and you come up. Because about half do this way, half do the other. Even while you're here, you can let your top leg float, flexing the ankle up as high as your hip, and you can let the top arm come up over ear. And you're trying to not waver, trying to be very still in that. And then we're going to come down again, and once again, let's reach up with the arms, inhale, and this time reach forward. You might need a strap as you reach for your leg. Lengthen out the spine and see if you can, when you lower your head, again, can you connect to the element of water within? Be it through the breathing, that is very wave-like, or be it just through this sense of energy flowing through your body. There's nothing stagnant right now within you. There's energy flowing. I'm going to come up again. So you'll repeat your side plank or coming to a full, like maybe you're extending the legs. You could go scissored legs. My feet are side by side, or the feet are stacked. And breathe. Inhale. Exhale. You might even take the arm up over ear. And then we release, and we have the other side. So I'm going to be turning. There we go. So as you do the other side, you're going to bend your right knee, reach the arms up, take a deep breath in, and then twist towards the bent knee. And you're looking to the back of the room. Left ankle flexed. Elongated through the spine. Again, some will stay in the twist. Some will come to the modified form. If you want to just come into the regular plank, that's fine. We'll do just like we did on the other side. We have two versions here. So the top arm comes up, maybe your back leg, your top leg floats up, and breathe. Take the heel as high as your hip. See if it can be, it's fine to have the arm up, just be steady, not wavering. And then we release, and we come back to sitting, and the knee is in its place, right? And you're going to look at your straight leg ahead. Breathe in, exhale, and come forward, trying to reach for your foot or using a strap as you lower your head and stretch your back. We're going to come up, reaching the arms up. And again, you're either doing your side plank this time or you're coming to the regular plank, okay? So it might be feet are stacked or scissored. And as you're here, breathe. Oh, I came to the other side. How did I do that? Oh, yeah, that's good. And breathe. I don't know. I feel like I'm doing the same side twice. I hope you're not. I think I am. Don't do your same side twice. And release, come on out, and then really rolling out your wrists. Okay, so we're going to be working on fish pose, okay? And there's two variations we do, of course. You knew that was coming. We're talking oceans, okay? And so what I'm going to suggest is if you have a bolster, use a bolster. If you don't have the bolster, use a block. And if it works better for you, some don't like this. So you might say, you know, I'm going to do floating bridge, and that's fine because bridges are set over water. So that'll work, okay? And that would be the easiest, is your block is under your pelvis. If you can, your block is going to be a block or rolled blanket under your back, and you can also support your head. And I don't know if Doug joined us today. Doug has a nice way of working the blocks. He uses like a double block. So you might have a different way of working, and that's fine if that works for you. So some need the block under the head and some don't. So see what works for you. And allow the upper back to release. I think arms could be up overhead or arms are at a T position. And what I would probably say that this might be easier than the actual fish pose because it's supported, because you've got props. But also, I think sometimes it can be more intense because you have props, because you can go deeper. So depends on how you look at it. Let's just close the eyes for a moment and breathe, and maybe just this wonderful appreciation of the fish, of the fish living in the world's oceans. In your mind's eye, seeing gigantic schools of fish. Breathing as you're in this pose. We have another one coming up. So what I'm going to have you do is bend your knees. It's the fish without any, without our props. So those of you who maybe you can't do it for some reason, maybe it's hard for you to tilt your head back, you can do bridge instead. That would be fine, okay? And then if not, you can follow along with me. If you're doing it, you can follow along with me. So here's what I would say. Let's start out in bridge. Let's start out in bridge. Come up and place your palms down. Bring your hands, clasp your hands like you would in bridge, like you do in bridge. Tuck shoulders underneath you. Now release the hands and have your palms flat. So the hands are very close together. For me, my thumbs touch, my arms are straightened, palms are facing down. That's where everything changes. Palms are facing down, pelvis comes down, my weight is on my forearm and my wrists, and now the feet extend. The toes are pointed, feet are together. So you're going to lift your head, tilt your head back, and bring your head down. So you're trying to get to the top of the head, and mouth is open, eyes are open, but you're breathing through your nose, so you can have the tongue to the tip or to the top of the roof of the mouth, and breathe. Matsyasana, Matsyasana, fish pose, breathing in. Exhale. And again, breath in. Exhale. All I'm doing when I breathe, I smell the peonies. I have a vase of peonies, and they smell so good. And then release and lower. Bend your knees. Free your hands, and pull knees right into chest. So there you go, your fish pose. Have your feet wide as the mat. Arms are to a T position, and take your knees again side side. It's a nice counter pose or release pose. When your knees go left, let your head go right. Knees go right, head goes left. Back and forth. Back and forth. Then, from here, we have a little core, okay? So, since we're on our backs, we have the block is at the knees, and you're going to press your back down into the mat, squeeze into the block. There's 3 actions. Release, and it's number 1 is exhale, number 2 is squeeze into the block, and number 3 is pressing your back down into the mat. Inhale, let go. Exhale, squeeze into the block, press your back down. Inhale, release. And so each step along the way increases intensity, right? So anywhere along the way, you might say, oh, I think I'll stay with that. So now your legs are up in the air. You have the blocks in place. You're going to try to press your back down onto the mat. If you need your hands close by to help you with this, to help press down, go ahead and be there. Or your arms are up in the air. Inhale, let your back go. Exhale, press down, squeeze into the block. Inhale, let your back go. Exhale, squeeze into the block, press your back down. Relax your neck. One more. Inhale, letting go of that tight grip. Exhale, press your back down, squeeze into the block. Now, the block is off, it's at the side, and your right arm and your left leg extend and back to center. Exhale, left arm, right leg extend, back to center. If this is too hard and you want to do it, you could always take your legs straight up in the air. That might be easier, okay? Left arm, right leg extending. Always work opposites. And one more on each side. Inhale, center. Exhale, extend. Inhale, center. Exhale, extend. So that's evened out for me. I hope you're evened out. Pull knees right into chest. Rocking side, side. Good. Rocking side, side. All right. One more for core. Believe it or not, in classes, people often say, can we do core? It's a request. Not today necessarily, but okay, so the block is at your feet, and you're going to bring your legs up in the air. So your feet are pressing into the block, and your arms are up in the air, okay? So you're going to keep your back down, extend. To make it easier, your head stays down too. Your legs don't have to go very far. To make it more intense, your legs go just above the floor. You come up with the hands and the feet, reach for the block. You might have to bend your knees to go there. Now your hands are holding the block, your feet are together, and you lower. So again, you might go a little bit, or you go all the way. Try to keep your back down. Bring the block to the feet. We're going to do one more exchange, okay? Extend and back. Hands holding the block, extend. Good, and back. Ooh, we did it, we did it. Pull knees into chest, stretching your low back. Good work. And then from here, coming on up. All right. So we come right on to hands and knees, come to child's pose. You might want some knee padding for this. So child's pose. Take a moment here to stretch into your back. Deep breath in and exhale. Coming on to hands and knees, simple cat-cow, rounding. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. And again, round. And inhale, arch. Okay? And then from here, so I'll just face you. It's a movement where you shift side to side. So it's like I guess I could say, I think I move the shoulder and then everything comes over. And it's a fish swimming upstream, okay? So think, it's hard to show it, isn't it? So it's like the inner workings, you shift. Let me see, is it hip? Yep, it's pelvis first. So your pelvis leads the way and then the shoulders. So you're not going to drop your head. And again, close your eyes for a moment. Get into this fish-like movement. You're swimming upstream. You're on a mission. And your head is leading, so you can't drop your head. The crown of your head is leading this movement, this swim. You imagine you're just all sinewy, you're all muscle. You have some body fat, but mostly muscle. You are a fish, and you're swimming upstream. And you have very flexible spine, the most flexible spine. And you're shifting, and your whole body has to shift to help you move. Okay? It's very good for the paraspinal muscles. So one more on each side. Shift and shift. It's very easy. It's very relaxing, very mesmerizing. Okay? And then from here, I don't need this blanket on this. We're going to take a block, and I'm going to show you. This is dolphin. I bet you knew that was coming, right? So the block is a spacer. You have your hands that looks kind of like an L that you make, and you're going to fit the block in the corner. If you don't like the block, if that makes it too hard and you want to clasp your hands, because clasping is easier, don't do the block, okay? The block is to the front end of your mat. And again, if this bothers your shoulders, then take the block away. It's not going to work if you if you have like some deltoid issues going on. So palms are down, they're flat. The pads of the fingers are down, elbows are down. You're at the front end of your mat. And curl toes under, lift, and voila, you are a dolphin. Okay, you're a dolphin, what is it? So there you are, reaching and lifting your tailbone up. Relax your neck. Your head should not be in touch with the floor. Your hair might touch, but definitely not your head. Breathe in. Exhale. Engage your core. You're going to walk your feet back and come into plank so you can see your block. You're not letting your head drop down. Looking at the space, maybe just below your thumbs, and then up with the pelvis. Walk your feet in more and take your tailbone up high. So your body is the dorsal fin of the dolphin. Now we know the dolphin, if the fin is not strong, the dolphin's in trouble. It probably is a sign the dolphin's not healthy. So this is a healthy dolphin, okay? Your tailbone up high and very strong pose. You're going to go back again and down. Good. Almost got it wrapped, okay? One more like that. Walk in. And from here, you're going to take your right leg up into the air. Breathe in. Exhale. Go up as high as you can. And the other side. Leg comes up. Reach up high. And finally, lower. I know you're getting tired. You're going to lower onto your belly. You made it. Reach, extend, so you're in Sphinx. Breathing in, exhale. So take the block away. Some of you will stay right here. Some will be able to extend the arms. It's a much deeper pose. Move your head around wherever you're at, arms down or arms up. Look past your right shoulder, and then look the other way. Look past your left shoulder, and lower. And take a moment to bring your forehead down. Deep breath in, relax your shoulders. Yeah, dang it, there's so many creatures. You know, now we got a crocodile. You got a swimming crocodile now. Okay, so from here, we're going to take your arms forward. Your forehead is down. We got a theme of water going here, okay? Think of the part of your body that's going to really press down is your lower pelvis or pubic bone, okay? You're going to lift your legs, separate them, lift your arms, look ahead of you, touch the sides of your thighs, and lift. Point your toes, breathe in, and then bring your feet together, your hands together, and lower. So that was kind of step by step. Now we're going to try to do it in sync, in synchronicity. Hands, feet up, hands, feet go back, extend, feet are wide, hands, feet together, and lower your head. One more. Hands, feet up, feet separate, hands down, back by the thighs, hands, feet together, and lower. Press back to child's pose. Stretch out your back and breathe. And yes, there are going to be some standing poses. Okay, so we're going to go back to downward facing dog. Curl, toes under, reach on back, and take a moment here to stretch your back. Inhale. Exhale. If your feet are separate, and the wider they are, the easier this will be. I have mine a little wider than hip distance apart. Left hand reaches for the right outside knee or right outside ankle, and you twist. Left hand down, right hand comes across and does the same. Turn your head and twist. And down. From here, we have a swimming crocodile, a swimming dog. It's a swimming dog. You're going to come forward to plank. We'll do an easier form first. Left knee down. If you want to do a side plank, that's fine. Right hand swings back. Right arm up. We've never seen a dog swim like this, but in imagination, we've got imaginations. Okay. Downward facing dog. Right knee comes down. Left arm is free. Left arm back by the pelvis, all the way up, over ear, and down. Downward facing dog. We're going to do one more round. And you could modify by bringing knees down or come to side plank. Your feet might be side by side. Right arm back, up overhead, downward facing dog. Inhale forward, left hand is free, reach up high, over ear, and voila, you're done. Have your feet wide and walk back. Once you walk back, soften your knees. Hands are to the elbows, let yourself hang. Deep breath in, exhale. Nice stretch to the back. Hands right onto the thighs. We're going to come up, sweep the arms up, pressing up. I'll adjust the screen in a moment. And we're going to come to a squat. So you might modify the squat or you come all the way down to the squat. And breathe. and then we're going to come up. So we're coming to triangle and half moon because I think of the tides being so, really connected really to phases of the moon. And so we know that there's this pull, right? We know that. And so we'll have a half moon, we'll have a crescent moon in there as well. Now, I do want to connect to Ujjayi breath, Ujjayi breath. Jai means to conquer. Ujjayi breath is the breath that conquers the busy mind, or the mind that is like all over the place, thinking about lunch or whatever it does. Okay, and then as we're here, so we're going to try it right now as we're standing, because we're going to apply it to some of these movements, if it works for you. It is a constriction of the throat. I'm doing it also because some people say, oh, it's like a Darth Vader sound. I say it's a sound of a seashell. Imagine you're at the ocean's edge and you picked up this enormous conch shell, and you bring it to your ear, and what are you going to hear? And that's the sound you make. So you constrict your throat. It is, believe it or not, nasal breathing, because your mouth is closed. And it's very slow. So if you can do it, try it. If not, breathe normally, forget about Ujjayi breath, but if it works for you, try it. Do you always have to do it when you're doing yoga? No. But today I would like to try it, okay? Oftentimes people will do it in very difficult poses, just to connect. So left foot extends, we have triangle, extend, breathe in. We're going to start the Ujjayi. And you are going to hear me, but if you're doing it, you won't hear me, because your sound will be louder than the one you hear coming off the mic. Come out, normal breathing for a moment. Half moon. So here we have a lunar phase, and we know again how tides are so reliant or affected by. So you might be at a wall, you might need your block handy. When you find the balance of the pose, you'll resume Ujjayi breath if you like. We're going to start to take the right hand down, and the right knee comes down. You have crescent moon, so many of us need a little something under the knee, and have your knee padding if you need it, and take your arms up into the air, lengthen, lift, crescent moon, and resume your Ujjayi breath. And take the hands behind the back, clasp the hands, lift your heart center. It's an arch. Very safe on your back. It's a lot like bridge. And then from here, we did this earlier, but we're going to go to half spinal twist. So you're sitting back, and if you can't fold your left leg in, you'll have to straighten it or sit on a block. That'll make it a lot more doable. So it's the left leg on top, and I'm going to face you. I think the reason I chose this again is it's really important in this session that is so much about the Earth's oceans and the water element. Okay, so Matsyendra is Lord of the fish. He's Lord of the fish. His job is to look over the fish, to keep them safe, to keep them happy to keep them from getting into trouble. Okay? Sometimes, according to the story, that they get embedded on the seafloor and they struggle to free themselves. And when they get stuck, they have to really move to get out of the seabed. And what happens? Above there are earthquakes. So, Matsyendra has a big job. Okay? And in a sense, as we all do, as we all are stewards of the earth, and our job is to protect the oceans and all that she contains, right? Breathing in, exhale. And we say ocean is mother, and that is a really big Indian thought too. In Indian philosophy, ocean is Amma, mother. And release. And then as you release, we're going to come to downward facing dog, any safe way with your knees. And there you are, back into downward facing dog. Shake out your head, yawn, fake a yawn. Stick out your tongue, reach your tongue towards your chin. No one can see you, right? Opening your mouth, sticking your tongue out, good work. And then we're going to walk the hands back to the feet. Come to another squat. Drop down. Weight is off your hands and breathe. Exhale. Press on up. Second side. If you know you need a block handy, go ahead and have it handy. You get your blanket nearby, you get everything, you plan it out, and then you're like present again. Right foot extending, extend the arms. We're going to start the Ujjayi breath. The sound of the seashell put to your ear. And come up and breathe normally for a moment. Plan your strategy for your half moon. When you're ready, you'll come into it. And again, resume Ujjayi. Left hand is coming down. Left knee will come down for crescent moon. Another phase of the moon, beautiful phase of the moon. Reach up. The moon is just such a poetic image, isn't it? As is the sea, as is the seashell. Reaching, lift your heart center and breathe. Oh, I get the Ujjayi breath again. It's a very nice one to do if you just cannot settle your mind. The breath that conquers the crazy, busy mind, right? We're starting to come back. And as you come back, I want you to be careful with your left knee as you shift. And your right leg crosses over the other. I'll turn towards you. And Matsyendra, you are Matsyendra. This pose is dedicated to Matsyendra, Lord of the fish. You are the overseer. And breathe. If you want to do Ujjayi breath, you may. I'm going to come out. And then as we come out, just sitting for a moment. And then coming forward to downward facing dog. Remember, however that is comfortable for you to go there. And stretching back. Take a moment to stretch, shake out your head. We're going to come forward for one more strengthening work. So your feet are going to be as wide as the mat. You're not too high. Definitely not sinking. And take your hands a little closer in together. Take your right hand to your left shoulder and down. Left hand, right shoulder, and down. That's slow, yeah? And then back, feet are wide. And walk your hands back to your feet. Shake out your hands. Come to a squat. So sometimes it's modified. Sometimes you can come all the way down into your stretch and breathe. Deep breath in. Exhale. And then hands. Press, and we're going to come to standing. So when you come to standing mountain, so, in your mind's eye, you're the mountain. We'll just be here for a moment, and you command a presence. You have an amazing view. You are the mountain, and you can see landscape before you. You can see meandering rivers. You can see forests. Ooh, far in the distance, really far in the distance, you can see an ocean. And then we take the arms up. And it's the one where you could do this against a wall as well. If you were against a wall, your hands are not forward, but they're back. They're like they would be, the backs of the hands would be touching the wall. And you go from a Y to a W. The hands want to come forward. You're going to bring your hands back and the elbows back. And so you're not just here, but you're going back, squeezing together and down. So this is that corrector. It corrects poor posture. Do that again. Extend, inhale. Exhale, elbows bend. Press, elbows close together. Bring your hands back. Breathe in. Exhale. And then now you've got an T to an L. And your elbows are coming into your sides. Palms want to come forward. They bring them back. Palms facing forward, but moving back. T, L. Breathe in. Exhale. And release. Good work. We're going to come onto our backs. And as we come onto our backs, we'll pull right knee to chest. Just relax your back here. Breathe in. Exhale. And then take hold of your right foot. Hold your right foot, right knee pointing out to the side. Stretch your outside hip. So all I'm thinking about is second chakra, hip joints. This is really, it's the element of water associated with the second chakra. And breathe. And then let's go the other way. Hug knee to chest. Stretch your lower back. Take hold of your foot. Left knee pointing out to the side, holding your foot with both hands. And breathe. Good. And then from here, use a strap if you cannot reach for your foot. Or maybe you're like, maybe you can reach your foot and you're still using a strap. So your foot is up in the air. Push out through the heel. And breathe in. Exhale. We're going to take the leg out to the side, inner thigh stretch. Right leg over to the right. Stretch the inner thigh. And then back. And the other side. And extend. Great hamstring stretch, very straightforward. And let's take the leg out to the side. Keep your right hip down as you take your left leg out to the side. And back to center. Good work. Good work. All right. And then releasing. And from here, threading the needle, right ankle over left thigh. Thread through. Grab hold somewhere tight. They have to hold behind the knee. If you can, hold your kneecap. Flex your right ankle and breathe. If you're ever doing this and you think, oh my gosh, I'm so tight, I can't even pull in, sometimes it's nice to just try to sit your left foot down and you go side, side. You know, it's just a nice, and you can do this instead of threading the needle, though I think threading the needle is pretty good. It's a really good one for tight hips. Let's do the other side. Left ankle, and again, if you prefer the movement, you can do the movement, or left hand threads through, holding the kneecap or behind the knee. Keep your left ankle flexed and breathe. Great. Foot down and shift side side. Foot touches down and go to the right. And left outside thigh touches down and you go left. And then finally settling onto your mat for Shavasana. And just take a moment, really open, relaxed. Yeah, settling onto your mats. And I would like you to be the ocean as you relax your entire body. Just feel yourself becoming Amma, Mother, the ocean. You hold life. The ocean, you are vast. And you know your importance. You know how integral you are to all of life. And you know how important you are to a healthy biosphere. As ocean, you are home to enormous schools of fish. They swim, they dart, they feed, they multiply. Some of them are colorful, some of them are large, and some are small. Some of them are predatorial, and others have to hide and dart in and out of little spaces to be safe. As ocean, you are home to mammals, to big, gigantic whales. They too swim and feed in your waters. They raise their young. They migrate. As ocean, you're home to coral beds and kelp forests. In your mind's eye, see waves coming and going, and identify your breathing with the waves. When you inhale, the waves crash on the shore, and as you exhale, the waves recede. We're going to just slowly deepen the breath, moving your hands and your feet, and start to make your way to sitting. You're welcome to turn on your audio, your video.